Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode. I say this week, we kind of skipped an episode in there, but it is the ball guy and the fat boy back once again to talk a little bit of sports. How you doing, fat boy?
Roll Tide. Yeah, we this is episode. We should be done episode 11. This is actually 11 and a half.
11 and a half. Well, I mean, it got a little rough on us this week. I mean, schedules caught up and I had to work some nights with work. You started actually getting into your job and your nighttime stuff, and it just didn't line up. I thought I was going to be hanging in there because I was working some days and some nights, and at night you were ready. I had to tap out, man. I just couldn't do it.
Well, see, there you go. I appreciate you being upfront with that about that. And not only us, the hockey interns been in and out too. So we're gonna be minus a hockey report too. You're gonna get the very minimum on the hockey.
I'm gonna have to call him tomorrow and tell him he's going to have to step up his game. I mean,
Yeah,
we don't let
okay.
him do this for free for nothing. So
Yeah, we'll have to cut his pay.
yeah. Have a little reprimand.
There's a ton to talk about. There's a ton to gripe about. There's a ton to argue about. So let's just get into the show.
All right. First of all, I love the hat. You're starting off with the Cowboys. I assume that's what you want to talk about first tonight.
Yeah,
Hey, it's positive news. Would you be a little happier about that? I mean, they just won two big games.
they won two games.
Well, they won two games big. How about that?
Yeah, they smashed who they're supposed to smash.
That's what good teams do.
Well, that's also what mediocre teams do too.
What are you talking about? Mediocre teams lose when they're not supposed to. That's been the gripe of the Cowboys for a long time, is losing when
Yeah.
they should have won.
There's still a lot of proof in the pudding, as far as I'm concerned, to go. So we'll just. I'm glad that they beat the Giants. I'm glad they beat the Panthers. They did that today. I'm glad for all those things. But I just, I just, I
What?
don't know. I got big fear. I don't have very much Ranger optimism at this point.
You don't have, what do you mean, Ranger optimism? You're saying the same type you had with the Rangers
Yeah,
going
I,
in? Well, we didn't know what the
where
Rangers were going to do either.
where I thought the Rangers could do it, I'm not sure the Cowboys can. Until I'm proved otherwise, that's where I'm going to be. I mean, it's just hard for me. I mean, until we get into a big game and big game scenario and actually do what we're supposed to do, I can't. I just can't buy it.
Well, I mean, we're going to have a chance against the Eagles coming up.
Yeah, there's like we got to play. The next game is the Redskins, which the lowly Giants beat the crap out of them today. Then after the
Hey, the
Giants,
Giants quarterback had a good game today. I mean, I guess maybe for once he wasn't running for his life, but that's somewhat impressive considering that Washington has a good defensive line. So
I don't know.
where does that
And
even
then
come from?
after the Redskins game, oh, I'm sorry, they're not called that anymore, are they?
No, it's the Commanders. Would you?
Yeah, and you know what? Uh, I had never been one for political correctness anyway. So anyhow, then I can't remember who the next game after the Commanders are. Do you?
I know we have big announcement today. Everybody's already talking about it. Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson mended fences. So
I mean,
December 30th, I believe, is the game.
yeah,
So it's against the Detroit Lions, which may be playing for first place. They may need that game for first place when they come to town. And
yeah, he's gonna put him in the ring of honor. That's
Jimmy
good.
Johnson is finally getting in. They've got past whatever differences they had. And there's a lot of
Yeah.
people that think that'll end the Super Bowl curse, by the way.
No, well, we'll see.
And that's
Well, what else you got on the Cowboys? I mean, they've won and they've won convincingly. I just think we just keep going down the road and see what happens. I'm ready to see them in a big game. You think all the games are big, so I don't know where we are.
You don't know where you are.
You know what I mean.
Well, I mean,
What are you looking at? Let's go.
well, I was trying to figure out because after today, I think the odds have changed. I was looking to see what Dak's odds of winning MVP were.
I just puked in my mouth.
That's, I
Um,
mean, that's something you need
so
to be on the lookout for, man. I mean, you have an MVP quality quarterback.
you know, against crappy team, sure. Okay. So are
All
we
of
moving yet?
it. Just give me one go Dak. Just give me one go Dak. Come on.
No, no, not happening. Go Cowboys.
Okay, I'll take a go Cowboys. Go Micah Parsons.
Uh, so on to the next topic.
Okay, all right. So let's see, which hat are you doing? Let me see. The Mavericks. All right. Well, how come we want to talk about the Mavericks and then they lose to the Kings tonight?
Well, I can't. It just happened. They lost to the Kings tonight. But up until tonight, they've been rolling 9-4. They were just sitting third in the division, or in the West, excuse me. So we just, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going on. But I still think they're. I mean, to really make a real push, I still think they're going to have to do something at the trade deadline to get another.
What? What do you think they need?
Well, but what I think they need now is to. I mean, I think they're short of scoring. I know that's hard to
What?
believe.
What did you
I
just
think they
say?
need. I think they need another 3-and-D guy.
I mean, a 3-and-D guy'd be okay, but they're not short on scoring.
Well, yeah, but
No.
it,
Yeah,
it's
but
kind of
nothing.
it's kind of hard to describe. But they need more 3-and-D is what they need.
They need a defensive wing. Is what they need. They need a big, long defensive wing.
Yeah, I
And it
just
wouldn't
said that.
hurt to get a better backup big. Because
I don't
we
know.
look bad when Lively comes out of the game. We just do.
Yeah,
We're not
yeah,
the
I
same team.
agree with that. But what I mean, you got to get somebody with young legs to be able to do what the Lively can do. I mean,
Well, and
I
that's
don't know.
why we have him. But I
Yeah, I
mean, in the
know, but
playoffs, we don't know how he's going to match up against some of these bigger centers. We've seen it,
that's true.
and it
I
wasn't
agree with
great.
that. So,
Hey, maybe Draymond will choke all the centers out before we get to the
yeah,
playoffs. We won't have to worry about it.
boy, Draymond Green, boy, he's something else. Ain't he?
Hey, that actually, did you watch that play?
No, I saw highlights.
Hey, I'm talking about highlights. I'm not talking bad. Draymond come to Klay Thompson's defense. I have no idea what was going on with Klay Thompson and the other guard over there, but Rudy Gobert come in and put his arms around Klay, and then Draymond said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa," and reached up and grabbed him, and he was at. It's one of those deals to where because of the height difference, I mean, he's got to be choking him if he's got his arm around him because he's shorter than Gobert, but he could do whatever he wanted to with Gobert.
I think about half the NBA would like to whoop Rudy Gobert anyway.
I think that's true, and I think this was one of those times to where everybody's like, people probably chipped in to pay Draymond's fine on that deal.
I would think so because Rudy Gobert, after the COVID deal, hasn't been a real popular player.
Well, you know who I think probably chipped in the most?
I know. Go ahead.
Donovan Mitchell,
Yeah, I
his
can
old
see
buddy
that.
from over there, his old buddy.
Yeah.
But
So that's pretty much the Mavericks right
all
now.
right, well, that's enough of that. What hat you got on next over there?
Going to the Stars.
See, you just like putting that hat on. I mean, our intern didn't give us nothing, so you ain't even got nothing to talk about.
I do. They're leading the division. They're 11-4. They've scored 23 points. I know we don't have an intern report right now, but they're playing good hockey. The first line is scoring really good. We got two of the best goaltenders in the league. I think the Stars are headed toward the playoffs, maybe even the Stanley Cup.
I'm telling you, I think I understand you're a Dak hater, but there's a chance that we do the 4-sport sweep of titles this year. There's a good possibility of that. I feel.
Okay. Well, but that's all we got on hockey right now. Hopefully next week the hockey intern will be back, and we'll have a full report. But I got this new hat, and I wanted to say something about hockey.
When are you supposed to go to your hockey game? Ain't you supposed to go to a
We-
live hockey game?
It's not on the calendar yet. When we get that on the calendar, I'll update the fans.
I want to see, because if you go and they lose, you're banned from going. You can't go anymore.
There you go. I understand that.
I mean, bad luck over here. All right,
Well,
so
you ready to talk some college football?
I guess. I mean,
My favorite hat.
that's your favorite hat?
That's my favorite hat.
Okay.
Well, Alabama's coming off back-to-back weeks of pure domination, and we get to go against. I'm fit to cuss. I don't cuss, and we're fit to play New Mexico State's bitch this next game. So I'm really looking forward to the Iron Bowl.
They had to be looking past those guys, just waiting for you.
Paid them $1.8 million to come to Jordan Hare, and I know I said that wrong, to get their butt stomped. That is funny. I called everybody I could think of to talk about sports with the Auburn getting beat by New Mexico State. They might as well got beat by some cheerleaders.
The only thing that's going to be funnier than that is if they upset y'all next week.
Yeah,
That is the only thing. After you're talking so much smack,
I'm talking smack, and it ain't happening.
if y'all just go in there and lay an egg,
that ain't happening.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. So what about your Longhorns? Anything to report?
Yeah, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're winning games.
What we have a conversation off air? So you kind of want to back into that conversation a little bit?
I didn't know if you wanted to talk about this now, or we can go ahead and go into our top fives.
Whatever suits you.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and talk about our top fives.
Let's go.
Okay, all right.
You do yours first. I always go first.
I'll start mine because mine are the best ones.
Yeah.
All right, so I got Georgia still at number 1, Michigan at number 2, Ohio State at 3, Oregon at 4, and I've moved Texas to 5.
I have a real top 5. Unlike whatever that is, you just sprouted off.
Okay, what's your top 5?
I have Ohio State at 1 with FSU losing their quarterback. I feel bad for them, but I've always said, watching the game, the team has changed. The team I had at number 1 is different. So that even though their backup might be serviceable, he might even be the next heir apparent. I have no idea. All I know is the backup Travis, their starter Travis is out. So therefore, they fall in my top 5.
Hold on. So were you impressed with the backup?
For a backup, yeah. I mean, he was serviceable. I mean, but he's played North Alabama. How am I supposed to know?
I know, but I mean, looking at him, what'd you think about his pocket presence and just how he was able to handle?
No. So therefore, until
hold on. How long did you watch that game? How much of that game did you watch with the backup in it?
I watched most of all of him. But they started beating them so bad they switched to another quarterback. So he didn't even play the whole game.
Oh, so he's so good. He gets to win it so good, and he gets pulled out.
No, the old quarterbacks. They wanted to get him pulled out before they lost him too.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But you just he plays so good. Oh, we're dropping him. We got to have him out of there.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna move on about that because we ain't never. I just think if the team loses their anchor, then you have to reevaluate
but
where they
you
go.
Just sat there and said you judge teams by watching the game and seeing what they do, and they were just as good with him out as they were with it before.
I watched the game. I watched their quarterback break his ankle. So therefore, where they fall in the top 5 changes. I can't help that, Charlie.
Okay. I just want to make sure your criteria stays the same here. I mean,
yeah. So Ohio State 1, Georgia 2, Michigan 3, Washington 4, Oregon 5, FSU not in the top 5.
Not in the top 5.
That can change, but right now, and I'm sure the committee will not take them out of the based off that injury. I could be wrong about this, but unless the committee has
I don't
changed,
think coming out of a blowout win, backup quarterback or not, I don't think they can pull them out until they either lose a game or they look bad.
well, we'll see. There are pundits that think that the committee's going to do basically what I've done. There are talking heads that think that the committee really could do the same thing I've done.
I mean, I just go back to, and we've talked about this week, everybody, and this is why this kind of gets a little heated. But I just go back to y'all's national title game with Jalen Hurts getting benched for Tua and the backup being just as good or better throwing the deep ball than.
Yeah, but by that time, the rankings were moot anyway.
I know, but I'm just saying this is a time when the backup was just as good or better than your starter. So how can you really knock?
If the committee does what the talking head said they're going to do, and they take them out just like I did, then are you going to still disagree with me, or are you just going to disagree with everybody?
I'm not even disagreeing with everybody. I pulled them out of my top 5 too. The only thing I have is I don't know why you do it when you're big on I watch them play the game and that's how I'm going to do it, and I don't let these other biases come in. I don't let these biases come in, and then now you kind of change.
There's no bias. They lost their quarterback.
So it's a bias now. It's not how did they perform after the quarterback went out. It's well he's gone, so they're not as good.
For whatever reason, you're looking at this one way, and I'm looking at it a different way.
Anyway, all right, fine. We'll move on. All right, so you took FSU out.
Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, Oregon, Washington, then FSU falls in line somewhere after that.
So you got Ohio State over Georgia.
Yes, I have.
What
Ohio
State do that
because Ohio State has better wins on the resume at this point than Georgia does. Name the top 2 teams that Georgia's played, and name the top 2 teams that Ohio State's played.
Well, I mean, Ohio State plays Michigan this week, so
yeah, that's what. And then Oregon will eventually play Washington in the championship. All this will get worked out, but it's still got. I mean, it still is what it is. In my opinion, Ohio State has better wins on their schedule than Georgia does.
What? I can't believe you didn't show any love to my Longhorns. They can't get in your top 5.
No, they can't get in my top 5, and because of number one reason, they're clearing Oklahoma loss. That's one reason. Number 2, I think the Texas thing will work itself out if and when Alabama can not accidentally, dominate Georgia.
Did you say dominate? You think they're going to dominate Georgia?
I think Alabama's the only team that can smash them.
I don't know about that. We'll see.
Roll Tide. That's the way my cookie crumbles.
So, but okay, so that's your top 5. We know Georgia and Alabama are more than likely going to play.
Assuming that because we got Auburn left, I don't know what Georgia has left. But then it's the SEC title game.
It may already be set that's y'all's SEC title game. I think it is already set.
It's already set, but regardless, whether we lose to Auburn or not, but we're not losing to Auburn. We better not.
Either way, y'all. So y'all are going to get y'all's chance to go over there and just see what happens.
Yeah. So, but if I'm right about that though, and we do smash Georgia, I don't know how Texas gets in.
I don't know how you keep them out.
Because
they have a head-to-head win against Alabama.
Yeah, but it was such early in the year. It's going to factor in, not necessarily for normal people, but for that committee. You wait and see. You heard it here first, people. That early loss will affect that way that gets boiled down.
I think if Texas wins the Big 12, Texas gets into the playoff.
And I told it. Assuming we smash Georgia like I think we're going to, I totally disagree with that.
Okay. Do you think Texas gets in if y'all lose to Georgia?
Absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
All right. So no matter who wins the Pac-12 or what happens with Ohio State, Michigan, you think the Big 12 champion gets in and the SEC champion. So
Yes,
okay.
that's correct.
It's going to be interesting on those other two because I mean the winner of Ohio State Michigan I think will get in even if they lose the conference championship. Because
I don't think that because they'll have already settled it on the field, and um and that we're
I'm
not.
saying the winner of that game, the winner of that game, even if they go and have a bad loss to Iowa, still gets in.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, I agree with that.
Okay.
But I don't think the Iowa's got a chance to beat either one of them.
Yeah, I don't either. But I'm just saying if
I always wish that Michigan and Michigan and Ohio States were in opposite sides of their conference, so they can fix
could
that.
play in the title game.
Yeah.
That would be better.
So anyhow, but it is what it is. You can wish in one hand and do other things in another hand. There's a saying about that.
Yeah, yeah. But then so you've got the Big 12, the SEC, the Big 10, and the Pac-12 champion going. Is that what gets in this year?
Probably because if Washington can win out and beat Oregon, Washington will get in. If of course Ohio State Michigan will get in, and of course the winner of the Georgia Alabama will get in.
Next week's show is going to be good. Once we get some of this stuff going on and we see what the title games are, and that week of the title games, man, figuring out what we're going to have a big episode, figuring out what the committee is going to do, because I have a feeling they're going to have a complicated setup right here in the last year of the 4 teams.
Yeah, because as much as we think Florida State's out of it, they're still in the conversation because if they stay undefeated, I don't know.
Well, I mean, conference is the only thing that's going to keep them out. Their conference is so weak.
I understand that.
But anyway, we're gonna have a big episode on that. So y'all stay tuned for that. All right. So
you want to try to decipher all this pick stuff?
I tried to go through it. So I guess week before last, you went 500.
5-5.
Yeah. Okay. So you went 500. So what about your picks, all except for the game tomorrow night? How did your picks come out for?
Do we have a result of Denver? And I never did see a final on the Denver Minnesota game.
Sure have one.
And I know this.
Well, I told you we could. It's 7 minutes left. It's 17-15. Minnesota over the Broncos right now.
Yeah, so that game is still pending. The Eagles and Chiefs, of course, still pending. So, I guess we'll clue in for those next week.
Yeah, we'll try to bring the total. So, where are you at on the games that did finish?
The games that did finish. Okay. So
you only picked 5 games this week, right?
Well, I picked. You got 5 in college and 5 in pros.
Okay. All right. So how'd you do on the college games? Let's go ahead and get it out there now.
I went 3-1-1.
3-1-1. Pushed on one.
Yep.
Okay.
1-3. I won K-State, Washington, Florida. Pushed on the Huskers and the Badgers, and of course your Texas came through and finished and got Iowa State by enough to cover the 12. So
it didn't look like that in the first half. But it didn't look like that in the first half, but they come on.
No, it really didn't. But it came on. You won enough by so I went 3-1-1 in college, and excluding the 2 games, the one tonight and one tomorrow. 1-2. I'm 2-1 so far. I got the Browns right. I got the Raiders right because of the point spread, and then then you got the Niners and the Bucks right. You had the Niners on that deal.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Purdy had a good game.
Yeah. So I know this is a little bit convoluted because we missed an episode. Just hang with us. We're getting all this done
We got a new recording schedule. We're going to start recording on Sunday night. So we won't be able to have Monday night games. We may have to do a special episode for something like the national championship.
Yes.
I mean, things are definitely probably going to come up, but
with our work schedules, my work schedule, I actually got gainfully employed, so therefore, Tuesday nights are not going to work anymore. So we're just going to have to do the best we can with what we got.
I think it'll be fun. I think
okay. You want to pick this? You want to pick this week?
I'll go one more. You're kind of riding a hot streak. I mean, if I was going to ride you losing, I'll let you go one more week, and then I'll jump in.
So you want to go ahead and do the picks then?
Yeah, we'll do the same way. Okay, so let's go to college. Texas Tech at Texas. Texas minus 13.5.
I'm sure I'm wrong about this, but I'm going to take Texas Tech and the points because I want to be on the opposite side. So on that one.
All right. So next is Oregon State, Oregon. It's at Oregon and they're minus 14.5.
I'm going to say that's too many points. The team at the Beavers are good. DJU, their quarterback for the Beavers, used to be at Clemson. He moved over to he's now at Corvallis, and he plays for the Beavers. They played Washington last Saturday in the rain, and that game was only a 2-point game. So the Beavers are good. Okay. So I'm going to say the Beavers can keep it within 14.5. I'm not saying that the Ducks are going to lose, but I think the points are too big.
Okay. All right. So next up, Ohio State at Michigan. Michigan is a 4-point favorite.
Ohio State outright. I don't know what. There's so many. I don't know how Michigan's even the favorite. That's just my personal opinion. They got stuff
at home. At home has something to do with it.
Yeah, I see that.
All right. So next up, Bama minus 14.5 at Auburn.
I'm taking Bama. I don't know. The points are a lot, but I still taking Bama.
All right. Now, your favorite FSU team minus 11.5 at Florida.
I don't even know how to predict this game because of the chaos that's going on in FSU with the loss of their quarterback. I don't think the Gators typically would even have a prayer of this game, and they still may not. They still the Seminoles may just make handbags out of them. But I tickle myself. But for saying all that, the spread's 11.5. Give me the Gators to cover.
Oh, okay. We're going to find out how good that backup quarterback is in that game, I think.
Yeah, we will.
Okay. All right. So on to the NFL. We got Packers at Lions. Lions minus 7.5.
By the way, what day is that game on, sir?
That would be Thanksgiving.
That would be Thanksgiving. And of course I'm gonna take the Lions, but I'll go ahead and put it out in the atmosphere. The Packers could very well either cover or outright win that game because of it being a Thanksgiving game. Strange things happen on
and the Packers are finding ways to win games, man.
Yeah, that too.
So, okay, next up, 49ers minus 6.5 at the Seahawks.
I'm sure I'm wrong, but I'm taking the Seahawks. I can't make myself take the Niners.
Okay, I'll take them. All right, Jacksonville minus 1 at Houston.
I'm calling this the game of the week.
Game of the week.
This has two young up and coming quarterbacks in it. Sunshine and the boy out of Ohio State.
CJ Stroud.
Being at Houston, being it's only a 1-point game, I'm gonna take Houston in a squeaker.
Okay. All right. Next up, the Browns.
The reason because the reason there's no spreads for these two is because there was still some stuff to be done. So we're just going to go these as pick'ems.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, hold on. Let me see because the Bills Eagles game. Well, nope, not till tomorrow. The Browns, Denver. Until they finish playing this week, you won't get the spreads for next week.
Right.
That's
So
why we ain't got them. Okay. All right.
I
So
mean,
okay. Head to head, what you got?
um,
Browns at the Broncos.
Browns.
Broncos are playing better.
Yeah, I know.
And the Bills at the Eagles.
I'm gonna take the Bills because I hate the Eagles so bad. And the Bills look great tonight against the Jets.
I hope the Eagles choke on that one. I really do. That would help me.
It would be nice.
Feel better about that. So what else you want to talk about? Anything else going on? You want to get out there tonight?
I'm going to a 3A football game this Friday. It's Dangerfield and West Rusk in Hallsville. This is Texas high school football playoffs, which out there in podcast land, high school football in Texas is for real. I mean, the only difference between it and college is kids are younger. That's it. So and Dangerfield's going to be real good. The winner of this game will go on to play Newton. So I'm me and a buddy are going to go over there. I'm very excited about going to the Dangerfield game. That's my alma mater. That's where I matriculated from.
How you think y'all going to do? What's your prediction for the game?
Dangerfield beats them. I got to stay with the home. I got to be a hometowner. I got to be a hometown boy. I think Dangerfield beats them. It's going to be a good game, though. They're both good teams.
Give us a score.
Oh, Lord.
Come on, out there. Don't be scared.
24. No, that ain't enough. 20. That ain't enough. 30. 34. 34-21. Dangerfield.
34-21 Dangerfield.
Yeah, I had to think about that. You put me on the spot on that score thing.
I know. Well, I mean, it's easy to pick win or lose. I mean, you got to put something in there.
Yeah, but that's a big 3A high school football game here in the state of Texas, and of course, like I said, I graduated from Dangerfield, so that's what I got upcoming sports related. I'm doing that over the Thanksgiving holiday.
There you go. All right. Speaking of that, happy Thanksgiving to all our listeners out there. Thank y'all for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. We think we're going to be able to do some stuff with this new recording schedule. Hopefully we can get some more content out there. We may try to sneak in another episode a couple weeks too, as we can find a way to do that, to just get out there a little more. But YouTube, TikTok, come on there, comment, just let us know what y'all think. What changes y'all want to see to the show? If there's anything y'all want us to add, anything y'all want us to get rid of. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. You got anything?
But that does not include either of the hosts.
I mean, that's fine. If y'all got a better suggestion and y'all know how to get them on here, I mean,
I didn't want to give them that opportunity, but
oh, you didn't want to give them that opportunity? Okay,
because I'm sure they would like to replace me.
No, I doubt it. Come on. What would we do without the fat boy?
Roll time.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all next week.